I'm very clear that this business exists to give me and my family a better life. This business is my mule. It's here to serve me.
You're listening to the Profit First for Lawyers podcast, the official companion show to the book Profit First for Lawyers by RJon Robins. Now, this podcast is for you if you want to bring home more profit while working fewer hours in the office, spending even more time with your loved ones, and turning your office into a lean, mean, profit-breathing machine. So if you're tired of working for your law firm instead of your law firm working for you, stay tuned for some really practical insights that will get you the results you've always wanted. It's time to put your BS aside for the next few minutes and put yourself, your family, your firm, and your profit first. Welcome back to another episode of the Profit First for Lawyers podcast. I'm your host, Carly, and today we are continuing our conversation about your goals and your standards by diving into your mindset around your business, right? Who is serving whom? Or in other words, is your law firm working for you, or have you accidentally built a law firm that you just happen to work for? Now, I'm going to play two clips today. The first one is from the live stream that RJon did back in 2021, the transcripts of which were used to create draft 1 of the Profit First for Lawyers manuscript. Now, RJon makes some pretty bold statements in this one, but don't touch that dial because I promise he's going to bring it all home. Let's roll the clip.
The firm is supposed to serve you. You are not supposed to live in service to the firm. The firm is supposed to be a machine that serves you and your family. Every successful law firm has the same 7 main parts. Every struggling law firm also has the same 7 main parts. The difference between the struggling law firms and the successful law firms is the degree to which the owner of the firm has given each of the 7 main parts the attention that it needs in order to work for the owner of the firm. Now, if you don't have an MBA, if you don't have a CPA, if you don't have a finance degree, if you don't have a marketing degree, if you've never done professional sales, if no one's ever sat you down and taught you how to hire, train, manage, and make a profit with staff, if no one's ever taught you this stuff, well then, you have an unqualified person at the helm of your business. This is why when a struggling small law firm, or even a small law firm that's already doing really well, but they want to do so much better, when they suddenly go from not having a business plan, not having a sales plan, not having a marketing plan, not having financial controls, not having job descriptions, not having a dashboard, not having key performance indicators, not having any way of really managing the business objectively, when they go from that to suddenly having a business plan with all of these things in place, is it any mystery? Is it any wonder why they suddenly start making so much more money? Is it any wonder why they have so much less stress? I mean, causes lead to effects. We live in a world where causes lead to effects. They don't just show up for themselves. When you see a struggling law firm, it's struggling as an effect of poor, negligent, absentee, inexperienced management. When you see a successful law firm, that is an effect of proper law firm management. You say to your own clients, hire professionals who have been there, done that before. Don't try to figure it out on your own. Likewise, I'm advising you, I'm encouraging you, I'm suggesting to you, I would implore you that if you want your law firm to run like a profitable, successful business, instead of like an insane asylum that drives you crazy, hire a professional advisor who's been there, done that hundreds of times before. Hire a professional bookkeeper who actually knows how to do the bookkeeping for a small law firm, preferably a bookkeeper who already buys into profit first for lawyers, so you're not fighting them on it all the time. The firm is supposed to serve you. You are not supposed to live in service to the firm. The firm is supposed to live and exist in service to you, the owner of the firm. The firm is not your child. You're not supposed to be sacrificing for the firm the way you would sacrifice for your children. No, 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 no. The firm is supposed to be a machine that serves you and your family.
Okay, quick pause for a second to address the elephant in the room. Because yes, RJon is talking about potentially hiring an advisor or a bookkeeper who actually understands small law firms and ideally does not fight you on profit first every step of the way. And I do work for how to manage a small law firm. So let me just name that because the takeaway here is not go hire us. Right. In fact, we've had a waiting list for membership for the better part of 3 years. So let's just get that out of the way. I couldn't sell you into the program even if I wanted to. I will include a link in our show notes with more information about the waiting list and the waiting room for anybody who's interested. But the takeaway that I'm hoping you got from that clip is that every business owner should do a regular audit of their business, right? You've really got to think critically about what your law firm actually needs in order to run better. What skill gaps are there in your law firm? What areas of the business have the wrong butt in that seat? What kinds of things would you need to learn in order to close some of those skill gaps, right? What makes more sense to just delegate? Where do you need better advice? Now, as RJon says, your business is not your baby. It will never love you back, no matter how much sweat you pour into it or how many of your kids' soccer games you miss. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not personal. Of course, your law firm is personal. But that's why we use the analogy of the mule instead of the baby, right? Much like a farmer and a mule, you would expect your business to provide a result for you. Now, you have to treat it well, right? You certainly can't abuse the mule or neglect the mule and expect that it's still going to provide you with crops at the end of the growing season. But you should have an expectation that your business will afford you to live the kind of life you want to be living, or else what's the point? Now, I'm going to play a clip from the 2023 October LQM. This is an example of how RJon himself speaks and thinks about his businesses. Let's roll the clip.
I'm very clear that this business exists to give me and my family a better life. This business is my mule. It's here to serve me. I'm not here to serve this business, right? Now, in order for this business to serve me, it has to help a lot of other people accomplish their goals and accomplish their objectives and make their lives better too, right? But the business has to serve me. So I have to decide what I want. I have to develop a theory for what I will prefer. What business will I prefer to be in 5 years from now? What kind of clients do I think I will prefer to work with in the future? What kind of staff do I prefer to work with? Do I think that I will prefer to work with low-level, inexpensive, baby business management advisors who I have to train up and teach them what a P&L is and what strategic thinking is? Or do I think I would prefer to work with world-class people who come to me with a lot of experience and expertise and skills, who I can give them a structure and a methodology and a process to help them elevate to an even higher level? I have to make these decisions. Now, I will discuss this with Allie because she's part of my life. I'll discuss this with some of the people who are closest to me to get their input and get their feedback and get their advice. But at the end of the day, I got to decide for me what I want my business to be.
You can care deeply about your law firm without sacrificing yourself to it. And you can certainly expect your law firm to give you and your family a better life without that making you greedy or selfish or less committed to the work, right? And as RJon pointed out, for the business to serve you well, it has to help a whole lot of other people too. It has to help clients. It has to support staff. It has to create value. That's the whole point. Now, a healthy law firm should be good for everyone it's designed to serve, and that includes you. So the question is, what does your firm need right now in order to do that? Right? So we want you to take this action this week. Write down the 7 main parts of your law firm, right? The 7 main parts of every business are marketing, sales, production, people, physical plant, financial controls, and you, the owner's goals, the owner's mindset. And then give each one of those a realistic score from 1 to 10, where 1 means I would not be able to explain to my hypothetical shareholders how this part of my business runs or functions or what the strategy is for its growth. And where 10 means, oh, I could talk about this part of my business in my sleep. I look at the numbers regularly, at least once per week, and I could tell you exactly how it's performing. This part of my business has a comprehensive, strategic plan, and we are executing on it. This exercise, by the way, is outlined in the business plan resource from the book. So if you'd rather write this down on a worksheet with some additional guidance and breakdowns, scan the QR code on page 94. And of course, we'll also put the link in the show notes so you can download it there. Now, once you have those scores, do something about them. This is a goldmine of information. This is not a time to beat yourself up either. Now, a low score just tells you where to focus next, right? What needs attention? Where do you need help? What opportunities do you have to close up your profit leaks, grow the firm, and help more people? And that's what we've got for you today, folks. Now, stay tuned next time as we speak with tax lawyer and law firm owner extraordinaire Pietro Canestrelli for what I can only describe as a spicy episode about bookkeeping and growing your law firm. Now, Pietro is a hoot, and he really does make this topic come alive, so please make sure you don't miss it. I hope that this episode was impactful and that you do yourself the favor of really taking this exercise seriously. Your future self will thank you for it. And we will see you next time. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Profit First for Lawyers podcast. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, tell a friend and buy your copy of the book at profitfirstforlawyers.com. Your future self will thank you for it, and we will see you next time.